right, well, I think I found it. I followed the ghost tracks. All right, let's look at this creepy old abandoned house.
Those ones are like 6 feet tall.
Hey everybody, what's up? Well, I've got a weird one for you today. We were in Green River. Somebody told me the new Area 51 was out here. So I looked on Google Earth and I found a road labeled the new Area 51 road. So we're gonna go hit that, head to another location, and probably spend the night in Area 51 near Green River. That's my plan. We gotta get going though. The sun is about ready to go down. So we gotta hurry. Well, that stuff looks pretty abandoned. Definitely abandoned. So that gives me high hopes about this road. Cross your fingers. Hopefully we get some UFO Area 51 action. So according to Google, that's where the road changes right here. This is the new Area 51 road. So far this road is in horrible condition. It's paved, but there's potholes everywhere. So no guaranteed speed out here. Going fast 1 second, then you gotta slow down for some big potholes. So hopefully we can make it there before dark. It does look like we're gonna have some clear skies, so should be easy to see the UFOs from out here. So it turns out this part of the desert was part of a missile base. The Green River Launch Complex. It was a sub-installation of the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. 244 ballistic missiles were launched from this base from 1964 to 1975, testing the advanced ballistic re-entry system of the missiles. The base was decommissioned in 1983, and I didn't plan on exploring this base, so it's going on the list for later. I don't know how well you can see it, but we're at Crystal Geyser. I'm hoping we can catch this thing go off. It was only about 4 miles off the new Area 51 road, but I think I'm going to camp down here. It's right next to the Green River. I figured this would be a perfect place to camp for the night and set us up for a short drive for our next adventure tomorrow. The Crystal Geyser was accidentally created in 1936 by an oil drilling operation that struck a pressurized system of carbon dioxide-rich groundwater, sort of like soda water. Unlike geothermal geysers, this is a cold water geyser. This is one of the largest cold water geysers in the world. Eruptions can reach up to 80 feet high, and the eruptions are unpredictable, and the size of the eruption is just as unpredictable. Estimates online say eruptions occur every 17 to 27 hours and last anywhere between a few minutes to over 45 minutes. So if we're lucky, we might see this geyser erupt. Unknown to me, until I got home after this trip, for some reason my camera malfunctioned a few different times while I was here. First it started by messing with the audio, then it corrupted some of our video, and to top that off, I caught something strange on camera. I'll show you in a minute. I don't think this spring has a set time schedule. So it could go off before it gets dark, but I have no idea. So if you've ever been to Soda Springs, this is kind of similar. It's pretty cool though. There's a pretty good flow of water coming down right there. Oh, where am I gonna put my tent where there's not gonna be a bunch of wind? Hopefully down by these willow trees or whatever they are. Hopefully there's a good spot down there. But I'll go sit over by where the geyser comes out, just in case it goes off, before I go set up my camping spot. Okay, now we wait for a minute until I give up. Okay, well I think I'm gonna give up for the night. I need to go set up my tent before it gets any darker. So hopefully we can catch this in the morning. Okay, this is my UFO for the night. Just watch, under the moon, a little white orb just went by. I've slowed it down and played it backwards a few times so you can see it. What do you think it was?
Holy cow, that baby is bright tonight.
So now I'm just winding down, taking some night shots, having some adult beverages, and I could hear a noise. And what do you know, the geyser has started erupting. I only saw the geyser go up to about 15 feet. But the crazy thing, when I woke up, the geyser was still erupting. But they say it's been changing ever since its discovery. So you never know, this geyser has a mind of its own. It can be as small as this and erupt for hours, or it could blast 80 feet in the air and be over in a few minutes. Now we've made it to our starting point for today's adventure. This town was established in the late 1800s. This was a stop for the railroad. The old steam engines needed a refill on water constantly. Local farmers and ranchers used this stop as a shipping point. In 1910, a coal mine was opened up just north of town, but eventually the mine closed. The steam engine was phased out for diesel engines, and this town was no longer a stop for the railroad. Highway 6 ran through town, keeping it alive for a few more years until Interstate 70 was built, bypassing the town entirely. Now most people think of this place as a ghost town. Okay, we had an awesome night of camping and I'm already on the move. I've traveled about 30 miles east and we're in Thompson Springs right now. There's something up here that I've always wanted to see, and that's what today is. We're gonna go check it out. Since the new Area 51 didn't turn into much, I decided we better come see something else. All right, let's look at this creepy old abandoned house. Somebody left a fresh pumpkin on the porch. It's a house made out of railroad ties. Look, an old bridge. This kind of looks like the kitchen. That was probably their little barn. Well, it might have been a coal bin. The bottom of that looks like it's all covered in coal. Pumpkin. Okay, that was pretty much all to that abandoned house. All the artifacts I've seen in there didn't look very old, except for the fridge. There was a window mount AC unit in there. That definitely isn't old. At least it's not as old as the house. But we'll carry on, finding some more abandoned stuff. So we got to go up this canyon right here, and hopefully we'll be able to find what I'm looking for. I just stopped here at a sign. It says the canyon is closed at the end, so hopefully we get to see what we want to see. And that fence that's closed is past where I want to go.
We got some rock art. Looks like there's a signature right there too. We got some more right here. Looks like a little bit of graffiti and some rock art. I just spotted some more I didn't notice.
Okay, I think there's some more over here. We'll go look.
Hopefully those show up. Those ones are pretty cool. There's a couple that look like they got started and never finished. Nice little squiggly line over here. Well, I guess it's not squiggly. That's a pattern. A nice one.
Well, there's a big spot right here you can camp. That's a nice little camping spot there. But there's more petroglyphs over on that boulder. Let's go look at them. These are some of the West's archaic rock art. This is the Barrier Canyon style of rock art. This style dates back over 10,000 years and is very rare. They are only found in a few parts of Utah, Colorado, and Arizona.
Those ones are like 6 feet tall. And those ones are crazy. That guy looks familiar. I feel like I've seen him somewhere else too. They're so cool. Scary looking though. That guy. Woo! And then those guys. Cyclops, alien, skeleton man. Craziness. Oh, look at that little. Looks like they were doing some hair for somebody right there. Next to Squid Man. Double Squid Man. These ones are way up there.
This is Fremont style rock art, the most common type of rock art in the West. Some of these types date back over 2,000 years.
I just noticed all the red painting above everybody. Let's see. Yep, they're all right there.
So this is pretty cool. There are 3 different eras of rock art in one spot. This is historic Ute rock art. It's the youngest of the rock art in this canyon. These images were most likely made after the 1700s, when the Spaniards introduced horses to this continent.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get closer to those ones. I feel like my camera footage was pretty shaky because I'm doing it by freehand. We just got to get right up there. Okay, they've all been filled in with chalk. So I don't even know if these are real. That circle's pretty cool. But I feel like this was the old railroad.
So I'm pretty sure that's where they cut through that hill for the train.
And there's an abandoned structure right over here. Let's go look at it real quick. Had a pretty good crawl space underneath that part of the house. People in their garbage. I had a little front porch. I see a piece of wood over here, so come look at this. Oh yeah, they were using this as storage. And there's a petroglyph in there. So obviously there's a ghost town around here somewhere. We'll go see if we can find any signs of it. Because we got a cemetery. Must have been a baby. Unmarked, unmarked. Lots of unmarked graves here. That was 95. Couple more unmarked. Wow, that one looks really old. Okay, there is somebody that lives right over there. So we'll go the other way. See if we can see any signs of civilization up that way. Oh, I see another house perched up there in the junipers. This would be an awesome place to live. Nice and quiet. We got like a Christmas bush over here too. I seen it sparkling at me. Got a bell, a lantern, a cow tag, some charm bracelets, a pen, another lantern, a flamingo koozie. A spark plug. Some swimming goggles. That's what was sparkling at me. Oh, there's R2-D2. Oh man, somebody's retainer. Ugh. What the heck? Cookie cutter. Oh, the desert artwork, people. You never know what you're gonna see sometimes.
So I figure we'll go a little ways up this canyon, see if we see any structures, and hopefully we do. All right, well, I think I found it. I followed the ghost tracks and I seen a structure off the side of the road. Now that's not very big, but I do see something big right over there. And then there was another little, this is the one I spotted first. Somebody's turned it into a little camping spot. This is pretty roomy. It's got some serious beams on it. I think that boulder came down the hill and took out the roof. But the rest of it stayed. Pretty sturdy. That was a big boulder. I wouldn't want that boulder crashed into my house. It came from up there somewhere. We've got another little structure right here. And another one right here. I can still see, I don't think there's any rails left over the bridge for the railroad, but there could be. Still got some railroad ties that I could see. I better show you the bridge I was talking about first before we leave. Just right over here. Okay, let's go. That looks like an old refrigerator, I think. I didn't expect to find an abandoned car. We got a collapsed building, a pretty big one. Big enough to be like a mercantile store, I think. Yeah, look how big that building was. This ghost town was originally named Ballard. A rancher named Harry Ballard discovered a coal seam nearby. He began a small-scale coal mining operation, but in 1911, Harry sold his coal mine to the American Fuel Company. And by 1912, the Ballard and Thompson Railroad had reached the town and renamed Nestlin after the mine's new general manager. This was a company town, solely built for the coal mine. Drinking water was hard to come by, the water table was dropping, and the creeks and the springs were drying up. And typical of desert life, flash floods came without warning, frequently damaging the bridges and the trestles. The railroad crosses the creek 13 times in 5 miles, The small train that served the mine was off the track 25% of the time, and by 1915 the mine was struggling to make a profit. Things weren't going well, Nestlin was replaced, and in 1918 the town was renamed to Sego, after the Sego lily, Utah's state flower. Still, even after all the changes, the mine never really made a profit, and by 1955 Sego was considered a ghost town.
This is a good signal. This is a railroad town. The headers on these windows and doors are made out of railroad track. Every window, like this one, like this one. There's the bolts to tie the rails together, well, the bolt holes. Cool, we found Sego. I've been wanting to go to this ghost town for, well, at least 5 or 6 years now. We made it. And my guess, these trees were all planted by the residents of this ghost town. These 5 trees are all in a line with those trees. And it surrounds this big, huge collapsed building. The one we looked at first. But nice, mission accomplished. I think my overland adventure is done for today. I got a long ways to drive back home because it's Friday and I have a video premiered that I need to be back for. And if you don't know what the premiere is all about, I'm there for the entirety of the video to chat with you guys. And it happens every Friday at 7. So hopefully I'll talk to you guys on Friday as soon as you learn about this little trick. And another cool thing about the premiere is there's no commercials. You get like 2 commercials right at the beginning, then the rest is no commercials. So if you want to avoid the commercials and you want to chat with me live, tune in for the premieres on Fridays at 7. I pretty much do that every week, unless for some crazy reason I don't have service. But most of the time I'm there, and you'll know if it says premiere, that means I'll be there. So I got to get out of here so I can talk to you guys. And it's Friday, so it's pizza night. I need some pizza. My overland adventure has made me hungry for some pizza. So I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.